What a night we have in store for you. Coming up, 1500 freestyle to kick things off with your world record holders in both the women's and men's, Katie Ledecky and Bobby Fink. Another world record holder in the women's 100 butterfly semifinal, Gretchen Walsh, men's 100 butterfly semifinal right after that. Then we go into the 200 freestyles B and A finals. On to the 100 breaststroke final. And then we'll head over into the 100 backstroke semifinal. All sorts of fun await. What has already been a fantastic time here at FMC Natatorium serves to be even better soon. All right, swim fans, are you ready to see some incredibly fast swimming this evening? Swim fans, make some big noise for your first race of the evening, the women's 1500. Introducing your athletes in lane one. Ivy League champion in the 500 this year from Veritas Swimming, Alexandra Bassone. Lane 2, Junior Nationals Championship bronze medalist in the 800 from Corvallis Aquatic Team, Zeta Mill. Lane 3, 2024 World Championships finalist in this event from Chile, Krista Kolbrich. Lane 4 is the 6-time world champion in this event from Gator Swim Club, Katie Ledecky. Lane 5, Pan Pacific Junior Championships bronze medalist in this event from Australia, Tiana Kritzinger. Lane 6, Tier Pro Championships finalist in this event out of the Titans, Becca Mann. Lane 7, East Juniors top 10 finisher in the 1,000 and 1650 from Sarasota Sharks, Sydney Hardy. And in lane 8, Florida 3A High School 500 free bronze from Sporting Jacks Aquatic Club, Lily Doyle. Top seeded final in the women's 1500.
Take your marks.
Katie Ledecky has thrown down at some Tier Pro swims in the past. And already this year, swam the second fastest 1500 in history at the Pro Swim in Austin. 15:23:21 for Ledecky. One of the oldest world records on the books is this world record. And Katie Ledecky, 8 years ago, setting the world record at the Indianapolis Pro Swim. And it is our everything record, American, World, U.S. Open, and Pro Swim record. The only thing it's not is the junior world record of 15:28:36, but don't worry, that's also owned by Ledecky. She's out quick, no shock, 59:19 for Ledecky to kick things off. Solid kickoff to her 1500 campaign. Kritzinger of Australia out in a 1:02:26. Katie Ledecky is a different kind of dominant. In the 1500 freestyle, you have to go all the way down to the 13th fastest performance in history before you see a name that's not Ledecky. Dominance is the understatement of the year. The statement of the year so far is Ledecky's 15:23.21. Coming into this meet, that swim from Ledecky was the fastest in the world by a full minute. And here at the 200-meter mark, you can see why that's the case. Ledecky flips at a 2:01.30. A solid opening pace for Ledecky to kick things off. Ledecky right now pretty much right on where she was when she swam this a few weeks ago in Austin, Texas at the Pro Swim. Every time you think you've figured out how much speed Ledecky has, it seems she raises the bar even further. 28 years old, continuing to threaten and even break her own world records. It was a year ago at the TYR Pro Swim Series in Fort Lauderdale, almost to the day, that she broke her own 800 free record. She's out 3:03.64 at the 300, still right around a second off of that world record pace she set back in 2018. Second place is in lane 5 still. It's the Aussie, Giuliano, who's out in a 3:13.82. The only other woman in the field to break 16 minutes, the Chilean Crystal Kobrish in lane 3. There was a 15:54 in her career, cracking the 16-minute barrier back in 2013. Longevity defined. Kobrish now 40 years old, still a very dominant distance swimmer. Ledecky at the 400-meter mark. Will turn at a 4:06.38. About a second behind her Austin Pro Swim pace early. Just over a quarter of the way through tonight's timed final. Or 37.8 at the 450. This is 1/3 of the way through. 5:09.47 for Ledecky. Right now trending towards something sub. Probably 15:30 is where an estimated finish time would land right now. Kritzinger continues to hold on to second, has built her lead over Kobrish to about 5 seconds. A career that is just almost unmeasurable. Ledecky, 9 Olympic gold medals, 14 total Olympic medals. And the World Championships gets even more batty. 30 total World Championship medals, with 23 of them gold, 6 of them in the 1500. She is, as you would expect, the reigning 1500 world champion, as well as the reigning 800 world champ. (6:12.6) at the 600. Giuliano of Australia, Pan Pacific Junior Championships bronze medalist in this event. Kitzinger, who was at the TYR Pro Championships a year ago out in Irvine, California, won the 800 and the 1500 at those TYR Pro Champs. And at the Australian Open last year, she was the silver medalist in the 1500 freestyle. Excuse me, rather the third place finisher in the 1500. But dominance continues to be redefined by Ledecky. Almost now 50 meters ahead of the rest of this field, and don't get confused by it. These are still some of the best 1500 swimmers in the world. It's just that Katie Ledecky continues to be unmatched, now past the halfway point, 7:48 for her at the 750. A 22-second lead for Ledecky at the 800-meter mark. Kitzinger continues to be second. Kobrish continues to be third, but slowly inching toward that third-place spot is Becca Mann of the TAC Titans. Another 28-year-old in the field. Who's got a lifetime best in the 1500 of 16:05.42. This will be 900 meters for Kitzinger, and Ledecky is quickly approaching 950 meters. Ledecky has had an absolutely spectacular season already, becoming the first woman to ever break 15 minutes in the 1650, and she did it at the aptly named Katie Ledecky Invitational. Nothing like an exclamation mark on your own invite. 10:26 for Ledecky at the 1,000-meter mark. Still trending right in that 15:30 range. If we hold the pace, Ledecky's, even if it's in the 15:37 to 15:38 range, it could rank into the top 40 performances all time. Just to really reiterate how unbelievably dominant Ledecky is. Out of the 40 fastest swims in world history, Ledecky has 32 of them. And she could be adding to that list right now with a potential 33rd of the top 40. Ledecky only half a second off of being 50 meters ahead of the second fastest in the field. Very consistent pace for Ledecky. 31.6, 31.3, 31.2, so on, so forth. Consistency that we've come to expect. .300 meters to go for Katie Ledecky. Ledecky's lead over Kritzinger, 33.9 seconds. A battle for third place continues to brew between Mann and Kobrish. As she hits the final 200 meters, continues to be no challenger for Ledecky. Swim fans, you got 100 meters to show your appreciation for the greatest distance swimmer of all time, Katie Ledecky, 14:39.04. Final 50 meters for Ledecky. The bell ringing out for second place as Ledecky is less than 35 meters from yet another unbelievable performance. This will crack most likely into the top 50 all time. Once again, give it up for Katie Ledecky. 15:40.86 for Ledecky, 38th fastest in history. She now owns 33 out of the top 40 swims in world history, and you just got to witness another one of those historic performances. Kritzinger on her way to second. Becca Mann steadily built a little bit of a cushion between her and Kobrish for that battle for third place. And here comes your second place. Kritzinger touches it at 16:22.52. A solid swim for her. And then third place will indeed go to Becca Mann, who hits the wall at 16:35.6. And the rest of your field continues to wrap up. All right, swim fans, make some noise for your top-seeded final in the women's 1500.
Well, the best part about the mile is that these fans get to watch you for 15 minutes, do your thing in that pool. Katie, what were you happiest with that swim?
Well, it was a little closer to 16 minutes today, but thank you. Thanks everyone for coming out and supporting all of us. I think that's probably what I'm happiest about, that we've got a full crowd here cheering us on, and just tried to soak it in. I mean, we don't get too many racing opportunities like this, so it's really great to see everyone here, and let's keep it going.
Katie, you told me that you were going to be thinking about your grandmother tonight in that pool. How did she help carry you through that one?
Yeah, my grandma passed about a month ago, and she turned 100 in January, and she's just always inspired me. So she's someone that I've thought about in a lot of miles, and I'm glad that she could watch that one with my grandpa today.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Swim fans, make some noise for the top-seeded final of the men's 1500. Introducing your athletes in lane one, youngest swimmer in the entire men's field out of South Lake Aquatics Club, Jack Rayburn. Lane two, a two-time Asian Games open water bronze medalist from Missouri, Florida Aquatics, Lev Sharapana. Lane three, World Championships silver medalist in the 400 free from Australia, Sam Short. Your top seed in lane four, two-time reigning Olympic gold medalist and world record holder from St. Petersburg Aquatics, Bobby Fink. Lane five, the Olympic bronze medalist in this event, Olympic gold in the 800 from California Aquatics, Daniel Whiffen. Lane six, junior Pan-Pacific bronze medalist out of Swimming Canada, Aiden Kirk. Lane seven, Big Ten top 20 finisher in the 1650 from Purdue University, Patrick Broderick. And in lane eight, North Carolina senior champs from Swim Mac Carolina, Griffin Cagle. Top seeded heat of the men's 1500.
Take your marks.
Sam Short had a fantastic performance in the 800 free a night ago. Does he have more of the same in store for us this evening? He broke his own Tier Pro Swim record on night number two. Third distance race for a lot of these guys because there was prelims and finals in the men's 800. For those of you maybe a little bit younger in the sport, at the international level, it's very common to see prelims and finals in the 800 and 1500. Imagine swimming the 1500 twice. They do it over 2 days, but even still, that's a lot of distance in a little time. Comes out quick, 55.83 to kick things off. His lifetime best, 14:37.28, came at the 2023 World Championships. Sam is decorated. 5 Swimming World Cup gold medals, with a handful of them coming this last year. One of them right here in Westmont. He won the 400 free at the World Cup when it cruised through Westmont, Illinois. Also took home silver in Westmont in the 800 freestyle. Of course, that's short course meters. Right now in the long course pool, Sam already a second and a half ahead of Whiffen and Fink. Bobby Fink, the world record holder, two-time reigning gold medalist at the Olympic Games in this event, and the undisputed king of American distance on the men's side. No question who the queen is. 154.93 for Sam. Continuing to be out well ahead of the rest of the pace. An aggressive pace from Short early here. But it's worth noting that the oldest Pro Swim Series record definitely needs to be something that we are monitoring. 14:52.56 set by Peter Vanderkay all the way back in 2008. To give you some scope on how old that Pro Swim record is, the iPhone was less than a year old when Vanderkay set that 1500 record. Many of our friends and fans in the stands are not swimming, or maybe not even existing just yet. 300 meters in, Sam Short, 2:54.65 for him. At the 300-meter mark, he's already built himself north of a 3-second lead on the world record holder, Bobby Fink. Fink was out in the 2:57.79. Short has settled in at 29 mid to 29 high on his splits, 29.6, 29.8, 29.8, and 29.9 over the last 450s. Thinking for him to turn it about a 3:53, maybe 3:54 here at the 400-meter mark. He's going to go 3:54.60 on the opening 400 meters. Fink in second, within less than a second behind Fink at the 400. Both of them also sub 4 minutes. 3:58.2 for Fink and a 3:59.11 for Whiffin. Quickly coming up on 1/3 of the way through here. The Aussie Sam Short in lane 3. At the 500 at 4:54.33. $5:54.02 at the 600. Continuing to settle in. He's had only one split north of 30 seconds. And I say north, it was 30.00, so technically dead on. Short to the far end, 6:23.8 at the 650. So to have a chance to beat this really old, impressive pro swim record, Short needs to be right around about a 7:53, maybe a 7:52 would be more ideal at the 800. There we're right on schedule, 7:52.82 for Short. Past the halfway mark now. We start taking things even more and more serious as the Aussie continues to look very impressive. Fink's got the fastest time in the world in 2026, 15:01.70 for him at the Pro Swim in January down in Austin, Texas. Fink continues to be in second, and he's been pulling away from Daniel Whiffen for quite a while, but Short has been pulling away from Fink as well. Meters in, down to 600 to go. Short 8:52.52 continues to be right on Pro Swim Series record pace, 14:52.56. As well as pacing right now as the fastest man in the world in 2026. Short ended 2025 as the 7th fastest man in the world. Going to 14:43 at the World Championships in August. One of the wonderful secrets of the distance events, those of you that are distance swimmers know, when you start seeing and hearing the crowd get behind you a little bit more and more, you know you're in some rarefied air. Maybe it's a great race or a record pace. All right, Westmont, it's time to shake things out just a little bit here. We're down to 400 meters to go for the Australian, but he is on Pro Swim Series record pace, and this is the oldest record we have in the very long history of this meet. An 18-year-old record is on the line right here. And Short will need some support. This is where legs are getting incredibly heavy, and with no one pushing him late, the risk is cruise control. And we don't want that as the fans in the stands. So what I want you to do is, as he passes you by, make sure he sees you and hears you. Short trying to break the oldest pro swim record, 14:52.56. set by Peter van der Kay, 2008, 18 years ago. And while my math's not great, that's old, and that's a very strong record. 300 meters to go, continuing to be literally right on Pro Swim Series record pace. Honestly, as close as we can get, can't call it either way at this point. Short, who broke his own Pro Swim record last night in the 800, looking to collect another distance record this evening. (22:24), 30.0. He needs to start splitting some 29.9s again in order to make that record his. 12 seconds ahead of the world record holder. Sam is having a great swim here. 200 meters to go. 12:52.47. We're trending in the wrong direction. 30.2. Very difficult to finish strong. Down to 150 meters remaining at this next turn. Another 30 point. We continue to need some energy into lane number 3. We're trending away from the pro swim record. He's got to get after it on this last 125 meters now. The Australian, one of the top 15 swimmers in world history, putting on a show right now. Needs a big finish on the last 100 meters. Needs to come home in a 59.3 rather, or faster. It needs your support in lane 3. Make some noise for Sam Short. Bobby Fink to his final 100 meters as well. Final turn for Short, and then a sprint home. Needs a 29.2 on the final 50 meters. This is going to be really close. It's going to come down to tenths of seconds, maybe even hundredths. 14:52.56, the oldest pro swim record on the books. Can he break it? Yes, he can. 14:52.33. An 18-year-old record is no more. Thanks to the Aussie Sam Short in lane 3. Fink to the wall, 15:08.27. What a swim for Sam Short. The first man in the world this year to break 15 minutes. And breaking the great Peter van der Kay's pro swim record. Set in April of 2008. Whiffen in third, 15:34.94 for him.
Like, I kept trying to look for it, and it was like,
yeah, I feel like I'm not one of the other people that got like going down. Like, I need to see the numbers going down.
Yeah. There you go.
Swim fans, make some noise for all of your distance swimmers. Putting on a show and led by your new Pro Swim Series record holder, Sam Short, with a new record, 14:52.33.
What a swim from Sam Short. You jumped out to the early lead and then just held on again for the second straight night. Sam, walk us through that race.
I mean, I just kind of wanted to get out ahead of Bobby because I didn't really want a hard race tonight. So I was trying to keep a gap. I just kind of wanted to do an even pace. I haven't seen my splits, but I mean, I probably could have sprinted more in the end, but I got a 2-3 coming up against boys that are much faster than me. So got to try and find something.
Also the first swim of the year under 15 minutes in the 1500. You now have two dominant swims, in the 800 and the mile here in Westmont. What does that tell you about where you are in your training and maybe even looking ahead to the summer?
I mean, I've been pretty unlucky just getting sick when it matters most, and that's been really annoying me. So I put in a really big block of work and come here for altitude training after this, and it just proves that it's working. I don't think I've ever, maybe one sub 15 minutes in season 1500, so it's clearly working and I'm very fit.
All right, and we're going to pray for no more food poisoning or anything like that.
Yeah, fingers crossed, but, who knows? Stuff happens, eh?
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, we're all wrapped up on the 1500s. We're getting ready momentarily for a new function of the Pro Swim. That's the semifinal. Got to find the fastest 8 for tomorrow night's final of the women's 100 butterfly. That means 2 incredibly fast heats of butterflyers on deck. Moments away from meeting our athletes at the first of 2 semifinals. All right, swim fans, time to meet our first semifinal in lane 1 from Liga de Bogota, Laura Sofia Melo. Lane 2 out of Longhorn Aquatics, Lindsay Looney. Lane 3 from Fast Swim Team, Natalie Khan. Lane 4 from Australia, Lily Price. Lane 5 from Mexico, Celia Pulido. Lane 6 from Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics, Maya Hetland. Lane 7 from Mission Viejo, Isabel Odgers. And in lane 8 from Northwestern, Olivia Tanner. Semifinal number 1, women's 100 butterfly.
Take your marks.
1:02.70. That got back into the semifinal. 3 women under a minute in the prelim session. One of them was Lily Price. The Australian in lane 4 was a 58.66. Has been as quick as a 57.55 at the Queensland Championships just a couple of months ago in Australia. Down to the far end they go. Price with the edge, well ahead of the rest of this field. 27:35. Natalie Kahn in lane 3. 27:60 for her. Lindsay Looney in third at the turn. 28:01. Looney will have some serious closing speed. One of the best 200 butterflyers in the country. Will push the pace late, but Price continues to lead there in lane 4. Can she take that lead all the way to the finish? And will it be enough to take the top spot for tomorrow night's final? 58:33, a half a second faster than the morning. Looney in second, getting under a minute. Almost going a lifetime best, 59.56 for Looney, and then Kahn in third at a 1:00:03. Rounding out the top 3 in semifinal number 1. We're going right back to back. It's semifinal number 2 time. Introducing your athletes. In lane 1, out of Mission Viejo, Natalia Almeida. Lane 2 from Swim Mac Carolina, Caroline Mallard. Lane 3, Kelsey Zhang. Your top seed in 4 from New York Athletic Club, Gretchen Walsh. Lane 5, University of Alabama Swim Club's Tessa Keela. Lane 6 from Liga de Bogota, Samantha Baños. Lane 7 from City of Manchester, Jessica Calderbank. And in lane 8, Kennedy Gilbertson. Semifinal number 2.
Take your marks.
Well, to meet just like this a year ago, Gretchen Walsh went absolutely wild with records. Could she do it again here in Westmont? Look at the lead that Walsh already has, 25 meters in. Gretchen Walsh, the most dominant 100 butterflyer in the world, and it's not even close. 25:51, we're only a tenth of a second off a world record pace at the 50. Walsh, owner of the 8 fastest swims in world history. Can Gretchen Walsh break her own record this evening? 54.60. Walsh is surging late to the wall. Here's the touch. 55:31. Tying her own performance for 7th fastest swim in world history, faster than anyone else has ever been. In the 100 butterfly, your fastest. And we'll be right back in lane 4 tomorrow night. Hila in lane 5 in second at a 1:00:02. And Baños in third at a 1:00:33, a lifetime best for her. There are your qualifiers in the women's 100 butterfly. They'll be in tomorrow night's final. Gretchen Walsh, Lily Price, Lindsay Looney, Tessa Gila, Natalie Kahn, Celia Polito, Samantha Baños, and Kelsey Zhang all making it into tomorrow night's final. Ladies' current time is 6:56. You have 30 minutes to declare. Well, one semifinal was fun, two was even more fun, but we're going to double down as we head into the men's 100 butterfly semifinals. Here are your athletes in lane one from Swimming Canada, Anton Semenya. Lane two from MAAC Swim Club, Robin Yaboa. Lane three is out of Longhorn Aquatics, Shane Casas. Lane four from Hillsborough Swim Team, Ethan Heasley. Lane five from Mission Viejo, Trenton Julian. Lane six from California Aquatics, JD Thuman. Lane seven, Caleb Carlisle. And in lane eight from Romick Aquatic Club, Kent Goni Avila. Semifinal number one of the men's 100 fly.
Take your marks.
Men's 100 butterfly, same thing as the women's 100 fly. We're looking for the top 8 out of these two semifinals to make their way back tomorrow night and put on a finals show. Ethan Heasley, the second fastest in the prelims at 52.82. The Hillsborough Swim Team 24-year-old pushing the pace early. It's going to be tough to challenge Shane Casas. He's in lane 3 and is out in a 23.80. The ninth fastest 100 butterflyer in world history. Casas has been as quick as a 50.24. A ho-hum 53.49 out of Casas. It was in cruise control in the prelims. Swam the 400 IM a night ago, showing all sorts of chops across every event. He's going to win it. 52.10 for Casas, third fastest 100 butterfly in the world this year. And he wins the first semifinal. Heasley in second at a 52.83 and a 52.94 for Trenton Julian, rounding out your top 3 in the first semifinal. Headed now to our second semifinal. Let's meet the swimmers. In lane 1 from Australia, Harrison Turner. Lane 2 from Auburn University, Sohib Khalid. Lane 3 from Fast Swim Team, Santiago Grassi. Top qualifier in 4 from Scarlet Aquatics, Torre Rose. Lane 5 from Australia, Matthew Temple. Lane 6 from California Aquatics, Jack Brown. Lane 7 from City of Manchester, Jamie Ingram. And in lane 8 from Aquajet Swim Team, Jack Dahlgren. Men's 100 butterfly semifinal number 2.
Take your marks.
Dari Rose 52.47. He's going to have to be faster than that tonight if he wants to take the top seed away from Shane Casas. Casas 52.1 in the first heat. Rose has been a 50.46 before in his career, making him the 15th fastest man in world history. As he has some history in the water tonight. 24.02 for Dari on the way out. Usually has a little bit more of a conservative pace to open things, but can really bring it home strong. He led by a tenth of a second ahead of Grossi and 2/10 ahead of Temple at the turn. Can he push things late and take this second heat? Will he post the top time, or will it be Casas in the middle of the pool? It's Dari Rose with a 51.52, a huge statement swim from the Scarlet Aquatics 23-year-old, turning in the second fastest time in the world this year. Matthew Temple in second in the heat and overall at 52.00. Find him right alongside Dari Rose tomorrow night. Santiago Grossi rounding out the top 3 with his 52.50. He too will be in tomorrow night's final, the men's 100 butterfly. There are your qualifiers in the men's 100 butterfly. Jamie Ingram, John Thuman, Trenton Julian, Ethan Heasley, Santiago Grossi, Shane Casas, Matthew Temple, and your top qualifier, Dari Rose, the only guy getting under 52. He'll look to win it tomorrow night. A lot of good swimming still to come this evening. 200 freestyle, 100 breaststroke, 100 backstroke. It's the 100 backstroke that'll round out our first flight. And we're ready now for the 200 freestyle. Women's 200 free up next. We start with our B final.
Take your marks.
Women's 200 freestyle B final. La Mirada Armada's Kayla Hahn in lane 1. Emma Wyant of Gator Swim Club in lane 2. Emma O'Cronin of Swimming Canada in 3. Agustina Hine out of Argentina in lane 4. Molly Walker of Australia in 5. Phoebe Bacon out of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 6. Leah Tiger of Toronto Swim Club in lane 7. And Adrian Schadler of Club Wolverine is in lane 8. Walker's got the lead at the 50, 28.05. The Aussie leading the way after 50 meters. He was 2:01.20 in the prelims, has been sub 2 minutes a handful of times, 1:58.85 her lifetime best. Everyone in this pool has been right on 2-minute pace before in their career, with the exception of only one, and she went a lifetime best in the prelims. Walker's out 58-19. Just about where she was this morning. 0.08 of a second ahead of Wisconsin Aquatics' Phoebe Bacon. The 23-year-old with all sorts of hardware to her career, including a few World Championship medals, 2 golds in short course World Championships for Bacon. Final turn for this B Final 200 freestyle. Walker and Bacon continue to duel. 0.2 of a second separating them. Hein of Argentina has quietly been climbing the rankings, and she outsplit both Walker and Bacon on that third 50, jumping into the third place spot. She was in 5th at one point, continues to build into it. Can she build to a B Final win? Walker still with an edge. Bacon trying to chase, Hein doing the same, but it's going to be Molly Walker. 1:59.53. Bacon in third at a 2:00.35, and Hein in second at 2:00.25. Swim fans, make some noise. It's the A Final of the women's 200 freestyle. Introducing your athletes in lane 1, a 13-time World Championships gold medalist from Longhorn Aquatics, Simone Manuel. Lane 2, National Championships silver medalist in this event from Indiana Swim Club, Anna Poplawski. Lane 3, a combined 10 golds at the short course and long course World Championships from Longhorn Aquatics, Reagan Smith. Lane 4, a 3-time individual gold medalist at the Paris Olympics from Longhorn Aquatics, Summer McIntosh. In lane 5, silver in this event at the 2023 Pan American Games out of Brazil, Maria Fernanda Costa. Lane 6 won the 50 and 100 free at last year's Junior World Championships from Laker Swim, Riley Aerosmith. Lane 7, an NCAA championship finalist in this event from Swimming Canada, Brooklyn Deathride. And in lane 8, Madison Futures champion in this event from Wisconsin Aquatics, Abby Carlson. A final of the women's 200 freestyle.
Take your marks.
Summer McIntosh not always finding herself in the 200 freestyle, but seems to have a knack for it as she owns the Pro Swim Series and U.S. Open record. She set it 3 years ago at the Pro Swim down in Fort Lauderdale. 1:54.13 for McIntosh when she went that time. She's been under 1:54 before in her career. She flips in the lead, 26.62. McIntosh is out after it early. What an opening split, 27-1 for Poplawski. Also a really strong split for the Indiana Swim Club 23-year-old in lane 2. Third at the 50, Riley Aerosmith, one of the most dominant young sprint freestylers in the country. the owner of the national age group record in the 100 freestyle, fastest 18 and under in American history in that event. 55.16 for Summer McIntosh. She's under U.S. Open record pace at the 100-meter mark by 0.7 of a second. What does she have in store for us this evening? The Canadian with a body length lead on some of the elite freestylers in the world at the halfway point. Peblowski was a second and a half behind at the 100. McIntosh heading into her final turn. 1:24.35. We continue to be way under U.S. Open record pace here in Westmont. Summer McIntosh, the owner of the U.S. Open and Pro Swim Series record of 1:54.13. Could we see it dip under 1:54? Her lifetime best, 1:53.65. Summer McIntosh to the wall. It's a U.S. Open record. One of the top 20 fastest swims in world history and the fastest ever at the Pro Swim and ever on American soil. Swim fans, make some noise for your new U.S. Open record coming from Summer McIntosh.
A new U.S. Open record just off your own personal best in the 200 free. Summer, what were you happiest with that swim?
I think my front end speed was a bit better. That's something I've been working on in training, and I really like the 200 freestyle. It's definitely been one of my favorite events. I just haven't had the opportunity to do it the past couple of years, so I'm excited to get back into it.
You did say you were excited to swim it here as well. What are your big hopes for this event in the future?
I think to break the 153 barrier as soon as possible. I've gone 153 a couple years ago now, so I know with my strength and more front end speed and also having good back half will get me there.
Excited to see it someday. Congrats, Summer.
Thank you.
All right, our next event is the men's 200 meters freestyle. This is your B final.
Take your marks.
Zachary Parise of Swim Canada in lane 1. David Masala Medina Alfaro in lane 2. Out of Mexico, lane 3, Dennis Lockdale of the Israel Swimming Association. Charlie Hawk of Australia in lane 4. Stefan Staderi of Brazil in lane 5. Vitor Sega of MAAC Swim Club in lane 6. Lane 7, Ruslan Kassiev of Swimming Canada. And Alan Jang out of the Sandpipers of Nevada. He's in lane 8. He had the lead as well at the 50, out in a 25.11. He was a 152.25 in the prelim session. Only about a half a second off of his lifetime best. He's continuing to be right in the mix, and that's mainly because this entire field is in the mix at the 100. Less than 0.8 of a second separating all 8 swimmers at the 100-meter mark. Stavarik in lane 5. The Brazilian out with the lead, 53.18 for him. Stavarik has been 147.18 in his career. 53.21 for Gaziev at the 100, and another new leader at the 150. Par for the course here in this B final. This one's Charlie Hawk, the Australian, at a 121.1 at the 150. He too has been sub 150 in his career. Did it again this morning, 149.54. Looking to get a little bit faster as he's been as quick as a 146.1. Will it be Hawk, or will we have another new leader at the finish? It is Charlie Hawk with a 149.52, winning it by 100th of a second. Lufthansa with a 149.53 in second. And Stavarik a 149.63. Your top three separated by 1/10 of a second. Swim fans, make some noise for the A final of the men's 200 freestyle. Introducing your A finalists. In lane 1, a short course European Championships silver medalist from California Aquatics, Lukas Unvo. Lane 2, a World Championships gold medalist from California Aquatics, Brooks Curry. Lane 3 won the 800 free and the 1500 in Pro Series record style from Australia, Sam Short. Lane number 4, World Championships finalist in this event from California Aquatics, Gabriel Jett. Top seed in lane 5, Olympic finalist in the 100 freestyle from Longhorn Aquatics, Chris Giuliano. Lane 6 is the reigning American national champion in this event from New York Athletic Club, Luke Hobson. Lane 7, 2025 world champion in the 200 and 400 IM out of Longhorn Aquatics, Liam Marchand. Lane 8 won the 400 IM in dominant fashion last night from New York Athletic Club. It's Carson Foster. And in lane 9, short course World Championships silver medalist in the 400 freestyle from Ridgefield Aquatic Club, Kieran Smith. A final of the men's 200 freestyle.
Take your marks.
Chris Giuliano had a spectacular swim. A full second faster than the rest of the world this year at a 1:45.38. He was a second and a half faster than everybody else in this field in the prelims, and he's out quick now. 23.75 for Giuliano. He broke the pro swim record in the 100 freestyle a few mornings ago. Did it in the prelims. Does he have another pro swim record in the books this evening? 1:44.82 is that pro swim record set back in 2016. Giuliano's getting pushed down by Luke Hobson, the American national champion in lane 5, or 6 rather. Hobson in third at the 100. It's Marchand in second at a 51.04 at the 100. But it continues to be Giuliano, 50.58 at the 100. He's right on that pro swim record pace. Could we see someone push him to the record, or maybe even make the pass late here in this 200 freestyle A final? To the final wall they go. Looks like Hobson's taking the lead. 1:18.08 for Luke Hobson at that final turn. Giuliano in second by 0.08 of a second. Gabriel Jett has really incredible late speed. Don't count him out in lane 4. Marchand also still challenging. 4 men battling all the way to the finish in this A final of the 200 freestyle. Who's getting their hand on the wall first? Here comes Jett to the touch. It's a 1:45.53 for Giuliano. Out touching Jett by 100th of a second for the A final win. Hobson in third, 1:45.70 for him.
You bad boy. What time I get a touch? Good job, baby.
And those are the 3 fastest men in the world in 2026. And you can pile Carson Foster onto that list, as he's the 4th fastest man in the world. An international pool of speed here in the A final of the men's 200 free.
A second win here in Westmont, this one in the 200 free. You had a frantic push from both guys on both sides of you. How did you get your hand on the wall first?
Yeah, I didn't see Luke on my other side, but I saw Gabe hit that last underwater, and I knew I had to dig deep on that last 50.
And you certainly did. Rowdy said that's the most stacked field that he has seen at a Pro Swim Series event. How much did those guys, especially all those Longhorns, push you?
It's a very impressive group of guys there, a bunch of cool dudes. And yeah, just go out there, have fun, and race with them.
And where do you think you are in your training now? We've seen you dominate the 100 and now the 200 free.
That's a good question. You know, training's been going really well, but you know, just to be able to come out here and show out and put some impressive times up there, it's always good for the confidence.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
Swim fans, don't forget to join us on the upper concourse after finals this evening for autographs with national team athletes AJ Pouch, Gabriel Jett. As always, make sure to visit the retail booth on the spectator level to shop your favorite gear and event merchandise from TYR. Engineered for race day, TYR Performance Gear supports every start, turn, and finish. All sorts of incredibly fast swimming all evening long, and we still have plenty more coming up. The finals of the 100 breaststroke and then the semifinals for the 100 backstroke. Of course, after that, go right back to the top, do it again. We'll have the 100 butterfly, 200 free, and 100 backstroke C finals. More fast swimming. Make sure you don't move anywhere. We've got plenty of speed still to be seen. Westmont, are you having a lot of fun this evening? That's not incredibly convincing. Westmont, are you having a lot of fun this evening? Then let's keep things moving. Please welcome to the pool deck the final for the women's 100 breaststroke. Introducing your finalists in lane one, a 1996 and 2000 Olympian from Beach City's Alpha, Gabby Rose. Lane two, 2023 Pan American Games bronze medalist in this event out of Argentina, Macarena Ceballos. Lane 3, 2023 Pan American Games silver medalist in this event from Swimming Canada, Sophie Angus. Lane 4, the 2024 Olympic gold medalist in the 200 breaststroke from New York Athletic Club, Kate Douglas. Lane 5, your U.S. Open champion in the 50 breaststroke from Tennessee Aquatics, Mona McSherry. Lane 6, 2024 U.S. Open champion in this event from North Carolina Aquatic Club, Skylar Smith. Lane 7, bronze in the 100 breaststroke at the East Junior Championships from Valparaiso Swim Club, Maddie Morath. And lane 8, a Pan American Games bronze medalist from Mexico, Melissa Rodriguez. A final of the women's 100 breaststroke.
Take your marks.
Top 8 of the 100 breaststroke. These 8 ladies survived the semifinals last night to make their way into this final. Gabby Rose, 48 years old in lane 1, continues to absolutely astound. 2 years shy of 50. You heard me right, 1996 and 2000 Olympian, and became the oldest woman ever to semifinal at the U.S. Olympic Trials in 2024. To the middle of the pool, we look 31-30 for Kate Douglas, opening things here in the lead by a quarter second ahead of McSherry out of Tennessee Aquatics. The Irish in lane 5, a quarter second back. from Douglas, the Olympic gold medalist. Douglas is still trying to shake McSherry. Down to the final 20 meters we go. Can the lady volunteer out of Tennessee Aquatics in 5 push the pace late and make the pass? Stroke for stroke they go. Douglas needs to respond to hold on to that lead. Long finish. It's Douglas by 0.2 of a second at a 106.42. McSherry with a huge swim, a 106.59. They're your top 2 in the world this year, and top 2 right here in this A final. Ceballos in lane 2 goes a 107.92, finishing in 3rd.
Kate Douglas, victorious for a 3rd time here in Westmont. That was a crazy finish. You had to outtouch Mona there. What were you happiest with about finishing, getting your hand on the wall first, and really just how she pushed you in that race?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, I was shocked I got my hand on the wall first. I kind of figured I wasn't going to go much faster than I went last night. I feel like in season I really struggle with kind of getting going in this event, so I'm really happy with that swim, and yeah, it was a great race.
We've seen you swim a lot more 100 breast and get more comfortable in this event. What's key to the continued development at this distance?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've just spent a lot of time on practice on this event, which I didn't really do in the past, and I feel like, yeah, my sprint breaststroke has become just a little bit more natural than it was in the past. I used to struggle with it a lot, so it's getting better.
It definitely is. Congrats, Kate.
Thank you.
Swim fans, make some noise. It's the final of the men's 100 breaststroke. Introducing your finalists in lane one, a three-time Big Ten Conference Championship finalist out of Northwestern, Josh Staples. Lane two, the American record holder in this event from MA Swim Academy, Michael Andrew. Lane three, the USA National Champion in the 200 breaststroke from Indiana Swim Club, Josh Matheny. Four is the U.S. Open bronze medalist in this event from New York Athletic Club, Jack Kelly. Lane five, World Championships bronze medalist in this event from Cardinal Aquatics, Denise Petrusha. Lane six, USA National Championships finalist in this event from Texas Ford Aquatics, Luke Barr. Lane 7, Junior World Championships finalist in the 50 breaststroke from Nashville Aquatic Club, Ian Call. And lane 8, a two-time NCAA Division III champ from FMC Aquatic, Garrett Clausen. Men's 100 breaststroke final.
Take your marks.
One guy under a minute in the semifinals. That was Jack Kelly at a 59.97. He's one of four guys to dip under the 1 minute barrier this year in the 100 breaststroke. Could we see more? Seems like that's what it's going to take if you're going to get your hand on the wall first in this final of the men's 100 breaststroke. To the far touch they go. Early leads with Michael Andrew. 27.65 for the American record holder and U.S. Open record holder. Andrew also owns the Pro Swim Series record at a 58.67. Jack Kelly was in second at a 27.71. Petrusha in lane 5, 27.75. Michael Andrew looks like he might be in second or even third now, as charging in lane 3 is Josh Matheny. Petrusha in lane 5 and Kelly in lane 4. To the wall they go. It is Petrusha, 59.7. 0.08 of a second ahead of Matheny, and then Jack Kelly in third at a 59.90. Petrusha continues to perform very strong in this young 2026. Matheny in second at a 59.78. The third fastest man in the world in 2026, and Kelly in third, ducking under his semifinal time by 0.07. We've got some more semifinals to contest. It's time to meet semifinal number 1 of the women's 100 backstroke. In lane 1, out of the Sarasota Sharks, Sydney Hardy. Lane 2 from Swimming Canada, Madison Krager. Lane 3, also out of Swimming Canada, Taylor Rock. Lane 4 from the Wolfpack Elite, Catherine Burkhoff. Lane 5 from Wisconsin Aquatics, Phoebe Bacon. Lane 6 from Bermuda, Emma Harvey. Lane 7 from Liga de Bogota, Jasmine Pistelli Palomino. And in lane 8 from City of Manchester, Sophie Shaw. Semifinal number 1.
Take your marks.
Catherine Burkhoff, fastest in the prelims this morning of this first semifinal field. Second fastest overall with a 59.62. She's been 57.83 before in her career. She's the 4th fastest woman in world history. And she is the favorite to take this first semifinal. Can anyone challenge? Phoebe Bacon, Taylor Ruck on either side of her in lanes 5 and 3. Challenging early is Ruck at a 28.83 on the opening 50 meters. Ruck, who is a 1:01:07, has been under 1 minute a number of times in her career with a lifetime best of 58.55, one of the top 20 performers in world history. She led Burkhoff by 2/10. Bacon was another 3/10 behind Burkhoff at the 50. Catherine Burkhoff out of Wolfpack Elite is surging late on her way to winning this first semifinal, touching the wall at a 59.13. Ruck in second at a 59.32, and Bacon in third at a 1:00:05. We'll see how those times stack up against our second semifinal momentarily. Time to meet our second semifinal of the women's 100 backstroke. In lane 1 from Phoenix Swim Club, Chloe Isleta. Lane 2 out of Mexico, Celia Pulido Ortiz. In lane 3 from Swimming Canada, Ingrid Wilm. Lane 4 from Aquajet Swim Team, your top seed, Isabel Staden. Lane 5 from the Wolfpack Elite, Ryan White. Lane 6 from Indiana Swim Club, Anna Peplowski. Lane 7 from Swimming Canada, Bridget Burton. And in lane 8 out of Mexico, Daniela Linares Danzos. Second semifinal of the women's 100 backstroke.
Take your marks.
Staden has been having a spectacular meet. Got under her lifetime best by 0.3 of a second in the prelims. 58.68. Second fastest woman in the world in 2026. And she climbed her way into the top 25 performers in world history in the prelims. Could she have more in store this evening? Right out the gate, that would be the suggestion. She's out 28.29 early, continuing to be under even what she went this morning. Ryan White, 0.8 of a second back at the 50. Staden continues to accelerate away from the second semifinal field. White the next closest, but still at the feet of Staden as they head to the final 10 meters. Staden is going to run away with it. How fast is she going to go? How about a 58.26 for Staden, who just keeps getting faster and faster? Has dropped 3/4 of a second off of her lifetime best in one day, and is your top seed heading into tomorrow night's final of the 100 backstroke. White in second at a 1:00.09, and Peplowski in third at a 1:00.27. With that swim, Staden moves to the 11th fastest woman in world history and is now the 4th fastest American in women's 100 backstroke history. Your top 8 qualifiers in the women's 100 backstroke, here they are. Staden, of course, your top qualifier with that 58.26. Who's joining her in tomorrow night's final? There they are. Taylor Ruck, Catherine Burkhoff, Phoebe Bacon, Ryan White, Anna Peplowski, Ingrid Wilm, and Daniela Linares Danzos, all making it back for the final night of backstroke. Current time, ladies, 7:50. You have 30 minutes to declare. Well, just when the good gets going, we're headed into our next semifinal of the evening, the men's 100 backstroke. Introducing your first semifinal in lane 1 from Unisanta, Guilherme Diaz Macebaceto. Lane 2 from Longhorn Aquatics, Shane Casas. Lane 3 from Wisconsin Aquatics, Michael Long. Lane 4 from Swimming Canada, Blake Tierney. Lane 5 from Swimming Canada, Robert Doman. Lane 6 from Rise Aquatic Club, Casper Lee. Lane 7 from Scarlet Aquatics, Anthony Rincon. And in lane 8 out of Mexico, Diego Camacho Gonzalez. Semifinal number 1 of the men's 100 backstroke.
Take your marks.
Men's 100 backstroke semi took a 56.94 to earn a second swim. Shane Casas, one of the fastest 100 backstrokers in American history, finds himself on the outside looking in a little bit in lane number 2. Can he leverage that endurance he was building for the 400 IM in a difficult double this evening? Blake Tierney in the lead. He's out 26.26 at the 50. Casas in a 26.32, which is incredibly quick, but for Casas is a conservative pace to kick off the 100 backstroke semifinal. These guys are going all the way through to the flags with Tierney in the lead, and he'll win it with a 54.14. Casas in second at a 54.67, and Michael Long in third, 55.43 for him, rounding out your top 3 in the first semifinal. Introducing your second semifinal of men's 100 backstrokers in lane 1 from Auburn University, Pele McKinnon. Lane 2, Hinsdale Swim Club's Grant Baczynski. Lane 3 out of PDR Swimming for Success, Dustin Lesko. In lane 4 from Auburn University, Ivan Terrassa. Lane 5, out of Wisconsin, Sam Lawrence. Lane 6 from Bermuda, Jack Harvey. Lane 7 from Israel Swimming Association, Adam Marana. And in lane 8 from Mission Viejo, Yziel Morales. Second semifinal of the men's 100 backstroke.
Take your marks.
Roussoff in lane 4, top time 54.19, only about a half a second off of his lifetime best in the prelims to take the top seed. He was well ahead of the rest of the field and the third fastest man in the world in 2026 in the prelims. He's going to lead at the 50. Tarasov out in a 25.87. Blistering opening speed from the Auburn Tiger 19-year-old in 4. His lead 0.4 of a second ahead of his teammate McIntosh in lane 1. Russell and McIntosh. Could the Tigers go 1-2 here in this second semifinal? Looking to find their way into tomorrow night's final, where they can strike gold in the 100 backstroke. Tarasov will win it with a 53.77. A huge swim for the Auburn Tiger in lane 4. Sam Lawrence in lane 5 goes a 54.90. A great swim for him, only a tenth of a second off of a lifetime best. And Jack Harvey in third with a 55.11. Rounds out your top 3 in the men's 100 backstroke second semifinal. Moments away from finding out who made it back into tomorrow night's final of the men's 100 backstroke. Don't forget, we still have all of our C finals, 100 butterfly, 200 freestyle, and 100 backstroke still to come. And join us on the upper concourse later this evening for autographs with national team athletes AJ Pouch and Gabriel Jett. A can't-miss opportunity to meet some of America's fastest swimmers in history, and maybe even get something signed while you're at it. Here are your finalists in the men's 100 backstroke. Tarasov, your top seed, turning in second. And then joining them, Shane Casas, Sam Lawrence, Jack Harvey, Dustin Lasco, Michael Long, and Raven Tillman of Swimming Canada. Those are your top 8. 55.57 is where the cut line occurred. Current time, gentlemen, is 8 o'clock on the dot. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. Back to the top of our event order we go. Women's 100 butterfly C final. C final of the women's 100 butterfly: Hornby, Bullock, Martin, Hardy, Cruxford, King, Vanna, and Perro in this C final. .28.50, Sophie Martin leading the way at the 50 here. Martin was a 103.10 in the prelims, a 102.50 this evening to win the C final. Up next, event number 20, men's 100 butterfly. In the C final of the men's 100 fly, Gray, Santiago, Balducini, Granison, Salmons, Sanders, Johnson, and McMeeking. 25:07 for Ricky Baldacchini in lane 3 out of MAAC Swim Club in Georgia. He's got the lead at the 50. Santiago right next to him, a quarter of a second back. To the touch, the C final goes. Julian Cranison makes the pass on the second 25 to go a 54-34 and continues to have a spectacular day. Came into the meet with a 56.4 lifetime best listed. He's 2 seconds faster than that when all is said and done. Up next, event number 21, women's 200 freestyle, C final. In the water here in this Z final, Bree Smith of Swim Mountain, Carolina in 1, Zoe Renti of Toronto Swim Club in 2. Leah Polanski of California Aquatics in 3. Blakely Hamill out of Episcopal Amberjacks in lane 4. Camila Blanchard of Swimming Canada is in lane 5. Lane 6, Fernanda Elizondo Cabrera out of Mexico. Paige Stepanov of Toronto Swim Club is in lane 7. Julia Villacava out of Veritas Swimming in lane 8. Leads in lane 4. It's Blakely Hamill who's out at a 27.79. Hamill was a 2:03.90 in the prelims, but has been right at that 2:00 line actually a number of times in her career. Looking to break on through to the other side. Hamill, the Florida 1A high school state champion in the 200 freestyles, out quick, 58.90, and is maybe just a few tenths of a second off of a sub 2-minute pace at the 100. Can she hold that pace? She's a full second ahead of the next closest woman in this C final. That's Bree Smith. It's out at a 1:00:03. Junior Nationals is where Hamill went that lifetime best, 1:30.81 at the 150 for her now. A little bit off of that PR pace as the rest of the field starts to try to reel her in on this final 50. Camila Blanchard in lane 5, moved up into the second spot, but she's going to run out of space to try and track down Hamill. Hamill's going to run away and win it with a 2:02.15. Second will be a 2:04.01 for Blanchard. A lifetime best for her by 0.3 of a second. And a 2:04.43 for Bree Smith from lane 1, getting her hand on the wall in third. Event 22, men's 200 freestyle, C final. See-final men's 200 freestyle. Gabriel Menteufel of Sandpipers of Nevada. In 1, Gunnar Siverson in lane 2. Santi Alzadi out of Swedbank, Carolina in 3. Fernando Mullenberg Scheffer Unisanta in lane 4. Lane 5, Daniel Saborio Trio out of Mexico. Toby Esposito of the Sandpipers of Nevada. He's in lane number 6. Ian Hasten of the Blue Dolphins in lane 7. And then Cole Pratt of Swimming Canada rounds us out in lane 8. Mullenberg Scheffer in the lead, 25.75 for him. Unisanta, 27-year-old, in the lead early here. Saborio Grillo in the lead at the 100. Final turn, more of the same. Watch out for Alzati. The Swimbank, Carolina, 17-year-old in lane 3. He's got some serious distance chops, so he's going to have some endurance to push late. Is it going to be enough to reel in the lead of Grillo in lane 5? Alzati, who is a 1:53.22 in the prelims, only half a second off of a lifetime best. It'll be a 1:51.60 for Saborio Grillo, a PR for him. A 1:52.31 for Esposito, and it is indeed a lifetime best for Alzati by a few tenths with a 1:52.49. Next event of the evening, event number 23, women's 100 backstroke. C-final. Women's 100 backstroke C-file, Lauren Golden in lane 1, Lily King in lane 2, Gretchen Braun in 4, Kennedy Gilbertson in 5, Maya Hetland in 6, and Aaron Griffiths in lane 7. "50 meters in, Gretchen Braun led the way out in a 31.16. Braun, who was a 1:04.37 in the prelims, has been a solid 2 seconds faster than that in her career. Right on about a 1:03 pace right here. Continuing to lead, Lauren Golden was in second in lane 1. But Braun has pulled away from the field, and she'll win it with a 104.23. Maya Hetland in second. Continues to have a great meet. 105.33 in lane 6. Another PR for her. And then a 105.55 for Gilbertson in third. Men's 100 backstroke C final. Final race of the evening, Bryn Jones in lane 1. Zach Harrison in lane 2. Ginza Senecal in lane 3. Cole Pratt 4. Miles Blackson Dunbar in 5. Andreas de Silva in lane 6. Lane 7, David Bajwa. And in lane 8, Nate Yoon. Cole Pratt's going to win it, 56-12. From Canada in lane 4, 56-74. Denzel Senecal in second. And then Andreas de Silva with a 57-07. A strong day for him today as he finishes in third with another drop. 57.95 is PR coming into the day. That wraps up night number 3. One more day of competition here at the 2026 TYR Pro Swim Series. We're so glad that you've joined us so far. Make sure to join us once again tomorrow morning, kicking off at 9 a.m. local time. And then our final night of swimming goes off at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night.